Great. Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's virtual information session on our business programs. Today, I want to introduce to you first those who are going to be present with us that will share information about the programs and about registering at LFCC. So if they could wave and say hello, just to draw a little attention to themselves. First person is going to be Rachel Dodson. She's the lead for the programs.
How are you guys this evening? I'm pleased to introduce myself. My name is Rachel Dodson, and I have been at Lord Fairfax for about 10 years now. I started out as an adjunct instructor, and then now I'm a full-time instructor in our business program. I teach primarily Business 100, so I see a lot of incoming students as well as business law, so a lot that are preparing to graduate in their final year. And I also serve as program lead, so I'm excited to share with you more about all the different programs that we have available under the business program pathway.
Perfect. Thank you, Rachel. And I also want to introduce Taj Marie Rowe. She's the advisor for students that are majoring in business programs.
Hi, everyone. It's nice to meet you this evening. My name is Taj Marie Rowe. I am the business advisor here at LFCC on the Middletown campus. So I'll be the person you'll be meeting with to choose classes, to get connected to resources, and feel free to email me after the session if you have any questions.
Thank you so much, Taj. So what we're going to do today, again, is go over certain business programs. I know that we're going to focus on accounting, administration, and management. Those are some of our associate degree programs. And then again, also Taj is going to give you some information about how to get started at LFCC. We'll also have time for Q&A and a closing at the end, so you can have all of your questions answered. So now I'm going to give it over to Rachel to tell you more about her business programs.
Hi, everyone. So I'm excited to share with you more about our programs specifically. We're going to talk about the difference between what we consider a transfer program or business administration and an applied program. Accounting and management would both fall under those. I'm really excited to share with you some of the nuances of these programs. They're very different, but they also provide flexibility to students and helping them achieve their goal of an associate's degree and moving on to perhaps a bachelor's degree. One thing I also want to mention is that our schedule for these courses is very flexible, and we'll talk about your options for online classes, hybrid, as well as face-to-face classes. So Kelly, if you don't mind, thank you. As I mentioned earlier, we do have kind of the two tracks. The transfer program is known as business administration. The transfer program is designed to transfer to a four-year institute. And we'll talk about some of our most favorite transfer institutes for our students here at the college. But for the most part, this degree is going to include general education classes with a few business classes mixed in here and there before ultimately you'll finish your last 2 years at another university where you'll take primarily business or finance courses. In our applied areas, we have two very unique programs. Applied generally means that it is a terminal degree, which means it is not going to transfer to a four-year institute. However, we know that in the last couple years, many four-year programs are interested in also having these applied degrees transfer as well. So we'll talk specifically about management and what it's set up to do, as well as our accounting program and its purpose. So this slide that you see here speaks a little bit more about our transfer program. As we mentioned, it is called business administration. For the most part, what you're primarily going to be doing is taking your prerequisite courses towards your eventual bachelor's degree. So it's really important that as early as possible, you're able to decipher where you potentially want to transfer to. You can see down at the bottom of the slide that we do have our top transfer institutes listed. So a lot of our students will choose to transfer to James Madison University in Harrisonburg, Virginia. Others will choose Old Dominion University through their online program that you can take both synchronously and asynchronously. Some students have chosen George Mason University in Fairfax, Virginia. Others have chosen Liberty University. And then we really work closely with our closest four-year partner, Shenandoah University. We actually have a really unique partnership in with them that a student can complete 2 years at LFCC, then 3 years at Shenandoah University. And in that time, not only will they earn their bachelor's degree in business administration, but also their master's degree in business administration. So it's really important as soon as possible, you want to be able to decipher exactly which areas or which programs you might be interested in. It's also very important that as soon as you start this program, you want to be prepared to take your math courses. You must start these early. You don't want to wait till late in the game because then it can put off your graduation several semesters away. So you will be responsible for taking a pre-calculus, an applied calculus, and then a statistics course. So that's where most students choose to focus when they start. We've had many students come in, they've started out in developmental math, or maybe they weren't the strongest math student in high school, but they've been very successful and been able to graduate with their associates in business administration. So if you're interested in this type of degree, some of the potential careers or fields that you might enter into are accounting. We do know that the current economy and just life in general, the number of baby boomers that are retiring over the next 10 to 20 years, accounting is really booming. And that's a really great opportunity for students to get into that particular field. Others have a high level of interest in finance programs, which we can definitely recommend in terms of our top transfer institutes. And then you have kind of your normal other areas that students are interested in, things like marketing, management, economics, and then some will choose the international business route. So again, this degree is really designed for anyone who hopes to receive a bachelor's degree upon completion of their work at Lord Fairfax. The next degrees are known as our applied degrees. You'll note that up here at the top, we say that it's not designed to transfer, and that is true in most cases. However, we have worked out a partnership with Eastern Mennonite University, where students can complete their associate's degree in management or accounting, and then move on to Eastern Mennonite and receive their bachelor's degree in organizational management. That is very unique. So it's important that we don't market our applied degrees to transfer, but just do know that it is changing. So if you've had an applied degree or you have some courses towards an applied degree, it is possible that there are transfer opportunities available. For the most part, though, students that enroll in these programs are looking to achieve short-term goals. They want to be able to graduate within 2 years and then either immediately enter the work field or perhaps even the opportunity for a promotion. A lot of the companies in our particular service region are looking for someone with an associate's degree in order to be promoted within that management field. So when they receive those, they're eventually able to be promoted. Most of the courses in this or these different degrees are going to be either business or accounting, and we're going to show you some examples of that in just a minute. There are still some general education components, but not as many as your transfer of business administration degree. So you'll see here are some bullet points. Management, you might want to move further in your current field or your current occupation or within the current business structure that you're in. This might be great for someone who wants to own or operate their own small business. We know how successful people can be when they own or operate those small businesses and are able to have that flexibility and can kind of find a niche market where it's been untapped in the past. And we have lots of very successful small business owners in our service region as well. Some other types of areas that students might be interested in entering into could be management, which we've spoken about, potentially sales. This might also be the degree that's best for an office manager or a small business owner. When you apply for your management degree and enter into taking those courses, you will also receive during your period of study 2 career study certificates in supervision and general business. And that's another advantage to you when looking at an employer and opportunities for growth and promotion. We also offer a couple other career study certificates in entrepreneurship and small business management. These don't stack directly into the degree, but they do have courses that are similar or are in common. I will say that the business faculty are also looking at a couple of other career study certificates right now. We're looking at a marketing potentially, a human resource management, and some accounting type certificates. So those are opportunities for future growth as well. And then accounting, we've seen a real need in the recent months and years for this particular degree. It's not designed, again, to transfer. More than likely, you're going to want to be moving forward in your current position, but you're going to learn the basics of accounting, and you're probably going to be working in a field like accounts receivable, payable. You might be working with taxes, auditing, bookkeeping, banking. I want to say that our accounting faculty are phenomenal. They have really great careers and work experience. Some are past CFOs of Chantel. Others are working directly with the IRS. Some work with Navy Federal Credit Union, and the list goes on and on. So they have a lot of relevant experience that they can bring to the classroom. So just a couple things that I wanted to make you aware of, because a lot of times when people think of business degrees, they think of accounting and economics and things that might not sound all that exciting. But we do try to provide as much opportunity for students to network with employers in the service region, as well as to get that relevant feedback from those employers. So we oftentimes have guest speakers that come into our classrooms. There's just a couple that I can think of off the top of my head. Chick-Fil-A has oftentimes come to our class. That's kind of a fun one because they have a very unique business structure and business format, and the way that they are able to engage their customer base is kind of one of a kind. So they have done some leadership classes for us. They have offered for our students to come in and kind of do a backstage tour of their facilities. They have also brought, lunch for everybody. So they've been a really great partner for us at the college. Navy Federal Credit Union has been excellent in partnering with our business students. They right now, because of the current environment and the COVID-19 pandemic, are reviewing resumes and cover letters for our students and providing them opportunities for mock interviews in the electronic format, because most people are not able to interview in person. So they have to be able to hone those skills to interview via Zoom or some other type of electronic method. They also have come in and talked to students about building your credit, the do's and don'ts of resumes, and all those sorts of things that would be applicable to students. We really try to make sure that our students are getting those soft skills. So you may not always remember everything you learned in Accounting 211 or Business 111, but what you will remember is your ability to present, your ability to communicate with others, to work in groups, to collaborate. Those are the things that businesses are really looking for in this current environment. So those are just some examples of guest speakers that we have. We also, in the last 2 years, have worked with the State Department and IREX to complete a global solutions project for our students. As part of this project, students work together with a cohort of students either in Iraq or Jordan to develop a sustainable technology solution. So again, another hands-on opportunity to develop those soft skills and learn about other cultures and get that international business experience. Last but not least, I just want to mention that we've had a lot of student success stories and a lot of students that have gone on to do great things. I can't tell you the number of people that Navy Federal has hired from our administration or management or accounting programs. One student really sticks out to me though, and her name is Mary, and she attended the college several years ago, but she had been working at Kmart for her entire life, and Kmart decided to downsize. She lost her position. She chose to come to LFCC and pursue a business administration program, and has since gone on to graduate with her bachelor's and master's in business administration at Shenandoah University. And I think that just speaks to the quality of our students and our program, and the fact that really it doesn't matter how old you are, if you're a high school graduate or you're a mom of 4 or you've had a very difficult background, we're very welcoming, and we want to give you the opportunity to succeed and be successful. So if you have an interest in learning more about our students and where they've been able to get promoted or be able to work in the business field, definitely let me know and we can get those connections for you. The last thing that I kind of want to talk about is what sets a business major or business student apart from other majors. I can tell you that most companies are looking for students with business majors because they are so well-rounded. You can see just kind of a list here of some different things that stick out, but those leadership and interpersonal skills, so those soft skills and ability to work together, critical thinking skills, so we always have the opportunity to participate in case studies and looking at different situations and ethics and how we'd respond to a certain scenario. Knowing how to look at the resources of an organization and to figure out who needs what resources and how they should be allocated. And then just that ability to be creative and have those problem-solving skills. I think that you can't do wrong with a business major. It really provides you with a very broad background in a lot of different areas. And most companies are looking for students that are well-rounded and have a lot of experience in different areas. The next slide is going to talk just a little bit about different career and salary options. One of the things that I wanted to mention to you all was kind of the salaries that business majors generally are making. When you're starting with an associate's or a bachelor's of business administration, you're looking at about $57,000, which is pretty great for someone that's just starting out of college. Obviously, it depends upon the area and the company that you're working for, but median mid-career pay is about $99,000, which is pretty exceptional. I just gave you a couple examples of some of the highest paid business majors and particular careers on this slide as well. So things like business analytics, looking at information that the company has, resources, trying to obtain as much research as possible and then figuring out how to improve functions and processes. Actuarial science and working in the government. Project management is another area that a lot of students choose to go into after they've completed their bachelor's degree. And then also international business. And you see kind of your other things there, like sales and marketing, advertising, communications. These are kind of all the different areas that students can potentially go into. Kelly's going to pull up a great chart here that I would love to share with you. This is the Bureau of Labor Statistics, and it looks at the occupations with potentially the most growth potential in terms of jobs. And even if we're not able to pull it up, it's something that you could resource later. It just talks about what is kind of the growing trends or the growing career fields. And you're going to see a mix of two things. It's really going to be both business and kind of management areas, but also your healthcare sector.
Rachel, I'm going to try to share it again. I think because we were screen sharing the PowerPoint, it's only allowing me to do that. So I'm going to
apologize.
No, you're fine. I think it's just how Zoom works sometimes. So now that I've taken off share, I'm going to try to share again using the link.
Okay.
Let me know if you can see it.
Yes, I can. So if you don't mind just scrolling down a little bit. So this is looking at between 2018 and 2028 and the potential job growth. So you're seeing a lot of things like healthcare, so personal care aides, registered nurses. Obviously, those are all different areas that there's going to be a huge need for because a lot of our older individuals are retiring and they have essentially more health problems and we have to be able to take care of them. But some things that you'll see on here are things like general and operational managers. So great fields for someone with a business degree. You're seeing a median wage of about $100,000. You have market research and analysts. So a salary of about $63,000. Other analyst type jobs, financial managers, the accounting and the auditors. As we know, in terms of ethics and business practices, we're always looking for more accountants and auditors. and just some other examples of some different types of business jobs that are foreseen to be growing over the next 10 years. So if it were me and you were interested in the field of business and perhaps working in accounting or finance or management, I would definitely encourage you to take a look at our business programs. And I think now Taj is going to share a little bit more with you about how you are able to enroll in programs and the support that she is able to provide you once you complete the application phase.
Hi again, everyone. As Rachel said, my name is Taj Marie Rowe, for those who are just joining in. And I am the Business Administration Advisor here at LFCC. So I advise students who do business administration, management, accounting. So whether it's transferred or applied, I am the to-go person to see. So if you are thinking about coming to LFCC, first you will need to access our website at lfcc.edu, apply to LFCC. So after applying to LFCC, prospective students will receive an email on their next steps, and that is just the pathway of what is next. So steps are going to lead you to sign up for orientation, get placement, and after placement, it will send you on to signing up for your orientation session, which after the orientation session, they will lead you to setting up an appointment to meet with me or other advisors if you should venture off in other degree programs. So after setting up your appointment, we will receive some form of notification that you've made an appointment. So we will then send you an information packet, and further down into this PowerPoint, I will mention some of the documents that will be provided to you. Students will be required to review the information and prep for that session before your appointment. So in your appointment, the advisor will then remove your hold and walk you through processing the completion of your enrollment process. All right, go ahead, Kelly. And all right, so on this slide, I am just listing some of the documents that will be included in your information packet. So remember, this is after you've already enrolled in orientation and has gone through the application process and is now preparing to meet with your advisor, which if it's business, it is me. So in that information packet that I'll be sending you a PowerPoint presentation, just giving you a full overview of exactly what Rachel went over. It will have your program plan notes. For the program, also included in the packet will be your first semester course list, and that is specific to your placement. So this is based on your English and math placement. You will also receive advising notes, semester calendar, and post-advising checklist. So that is after you've already registered for classes, things that you will still need to do. Also, there will be instructions of how to add classes to your shopping cart. So we do know that you're just reading through the information, but if you could follow that instruction given to you to just complete the adding of your courses and putting in a shopping cart, that will allow us to explore other questions that you may have and answer those questions as quickly and efficiently as possible. So that is something that you could do. If not, it's not a big deal. We will definitely help you to get enrolled in those classes. Next slide, Kelly. All right, so I have just kind of included the first semester classes. So this is one of the attachments that will be sent to you via email. And so this basically gives you a list of classes that we would recommend you take within your first semester if you were doing the business administration program. Now the management one is also different and the accounting is also different. The first semester class list here basically gives you the classes that are required for you to take, but these are mostly recommended to take in your first semester. Now these will be based on your placement, your math and English placement. So after receiving placement, I will go ahead and highlight those courses that are specific to you. So if you should obtain MTEs 1 through 9, which is specific for business majors to be eligible to take Math 161, which is also a requirement of the business administration degree, then we will go ahead and highlight the first section, which is required courses with MTH 161 option. Most of those courses will be highlighted if you should have all your MTEs met, MTEs 1 through 9, and is eligible to take English 111. Now, if you're missing a couple of the MTEs, the second option may be highlighted, but if you're missing more than MTEs 1 through 5, then the bottom section will be highlighted. I will also go ahead and highlight additional classes for you to take into consideration, for you to place in your cart before meeting with me. Next slide.
I would also say it's really great that students are able to get a Business 100 class in their first semester, because that kind of gives you an idea if it's, you know, the career that you are most interested in, and can help you kind of decide where you might want to transfer to. And you have that connection not only with Taj, but you also have that connection with a business instructor.
Exactly, and that is so correct, Rachel. Thank you for mentioning that. But so if it was a management or an accounting program, your math may be lower. So the recommendation for that would be Math 130. So it might be that you may need to have like a lower MTEs, which the requirement for Math 130 is MTEs 123. So if that is the case, then those courses will be highlighted. I'm just using the business administration here as an example. All right, next slide. Now, I also wanted to include the calendar. This is also an attachment that will be sent to students. In the session, I normally explain that LFCC offer 14-week classes, 12-week classes, as well as first and second 7-week classes. If you are taking remedial math classes, like if you're missing certain MTEs, then you may be required to take those in 5-week increments. And that is what the other section of the document is showing. Kelly, can you go back to the other slide, please?
Yeah, I can. For some reason, I'm hearing a recording already associated with that slide. Are you all hearing that as well?
I'm actually not.
Oh, that is so weird. Yeah, it keeps popping up for me as if I'm hearing Taj and I'm hearing Taj from another time.
Okay.
So I can still go back though if you'd like, so that
Yes. That's awesome.
okay. Let me try again. All right, there you go.
Okay. So yes, as we were talking about the sessions, so we offer a variety of sessions. So if you're planning to attend LFCC full-time or trying to get in as soon as possible, there may still be spaces available for 14-week classes. If you do not get into those sessions, you do have other options like the 12-week sessions or first and second 7-week sessions. Just note that the second and first 7-week sessions, those sessions are at a faster pace simply because it is a 14-week coursework. All 14-week sessions are included in the 7-week, if you understand what I'm saying. Basically, it is going at a very fast pace and you're covering 14 weeks worth of material in just 7 weeks. You do want to pay attention to this document because it does have those specific start dates for each session. So if you're enrolled in 2 14-week classes and the others are 12-week classes, you do want to pay close attention to the drops and withdrawal dates. So 2 very important dates that I mentioned are the drops and withdrawal dates. So the drop date is also known as the last date to qualify for a refund. And that is the date, let's say life happens and you have to drop the class from your schedule. Now that is the date you would want to drop your class before or on before 4 p.m. At that time, you will receive your refund back for that course. It will be as if you did not enroll in that course at all. So it will not appear anywhere on your transcript. It will also not affect your GPA because you didn't really attempt the class. Now, let's say life went on and you are struggling a little bit in that course. We also like students to pay attention to their withdrawal dates. For the 14-week session here, looking at this sheet, it is October 29th. So students should withdraw before October 29th or on October 29th before 4 p.m. They will not receive a refund, but will receive a W on their transcript. Now, these are important dates that I normally point out to students and prospective students so that they kind of understand the difference between drops and withdrawals. I'm just going in a little deeper in what I will be discussing in our information session or advising session, and getting you prepared to choose classes and enroll in them. I think this type of information is a good introduction of what to expect in an advising session. And this is also giving you information ahead of time and knowing, you'll probably come into the information session being a veteran because you've already learned and heard about these information, how to interpret that information to kind of build your courses and know what works for you and what will not work for you. All right, next slide. Right, also this is another form and a very important form for students. So let's say you've already gone through the application process, you've already met with your advisor. Now this is a sheet that I will attach and send to you via email. This is called your post-registration checklist. So these are things that students may still need to do after meeting with their advisors. So when enrolling in classes, the gray box, double check class schedule, we always encourage students to pay attention to those. So Middletown campus is normally recognized with the MC, Fauquier with FC, so on and so forth. One thing to mention is that LFCC offers a variety of classes, instruction modes. So for example, we have a lot of in-person classes, hybrid and online. I do know for the summer session, we're offering a lot of online classes just to accommodate everyone. We do know because of COVID-19, a lot of things are up in the air right now. And so we just would like for you to be safe. And so we're offering a lot of online classes. We do have the options for fall, in-person, hybrid, and online. Hybrid just simply means a little bit of both, a little bit of online components as well as a little bit of in-person components. You may be required just to attend classes 1 day per week. Now, we do know we really don't know what the future holds. And so a lot of the classes have been going to hybrid mode of instruction simply because if we see a peak, I should say, in COVID-19, then it is likely that your classes may be switched to completely online. And so, Rachel, is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. One thing I will mention, though, is a lot of our instructors, when things are moved from hybrid or face-to-face to online, still hold class at the regularly scheduled time, and they do Zoom sessions to have class discussion, go over the content, hold office hours. So even though the format may change, it's really important to note that you're still going to have access to the instructor, and they're going to help you through the process. And quite honestly, they're going to be very understanding because we know life changes, and we're here to help make this work for you.
Okay, awesome. Also on this sheet is information about financial aid. So even if you're thinking about attending LFCC, but you just don't know if you would qualify for financial aid, this sheet also gives you information about that. So you could start getting information about it by checking out these resources available. Also, students will get the chance to set up their email, get their parking pass and student ID. Hopefully we will have a welcome day. We're just not sure if it will be virtual or in person at this time, but this is just a sheet that explains a lot about what you would need to do after your advising appointment. We also have tuition deadlines, accommodations. We're very veteran friendly, so we do have veteran services as well as disability support for students who may have a documented disability. Am I missing anything, guys?
I don't think so. That's fantastic.
All right. So with the enrollment process, once you reach the point of meeting with your advisor, that's pretty much the end of everything that you have to do. And once you follow the post-registration checklist and ask your advisor any questions that you may have, that's simply it. We will just help you from there, hold your hand till the time you graduate.
All right, thank you so much, Taj and Rachel, for sharing those resources with us. It looks like whether you're in the classroom or just getting ready to go, there's always going to be someone there for you. And that's what we want you all to remember, is that in the 50 years that LFCC has been open, your future is our focus, and that has not changed. So feel free to reach out to either of us. Coming up in the next week, I'm going to send out a follow-up email with our contact information, links to anything that might be relevant, and just, again, be there to help you. So do either of you want to add anything before we close out the session?
Nope, I just want to say that we're doing our best to make as many flexible options as available to students as we can. We hope to be able to meet your schedule, your demands, your work-life balance, but ultimately it's our goal for you to be able to receive an education, have a excellent quality of life, hopefully get that promotion that you've been looking for, but to be proud of all of your accomplishments.
Also know that as a business advisor, I'm here to answer any question you may have. Please know that we also have a live chat on the LFCC webpage. So if you wanted to just browse around, there's someone there to help you if you should need a question answered. Just know that we're here. Even though you may not see us in person, we're here virtually for you and are still available for any of your needs.
Perfect. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and close out the session. So everyone have a great night, and we'll see you next time.